Morning students, welcome to online classes. Dear students, in today class we are going to continuation concept of computation of cost of a specific source of finance. Basically, the computation of cost of capitals are two types. One is computation of cost of specific source and the other one is what a weightage average cost of capital. So in that first one we already started in the previous class. We already completed cost of debt and the cost of references. Let us start in today class cost of equity and retained earnings. Dear students, cost of equity is to be calculated on the basis of different following approach. So basically again cost of equities are divided into four. One is dividend price ratio approach, another one is earning price ratio approach, another one is dividend price plus growth rate approach. This is most important for 2 marks and 5 marks. And most of the times the expected questions on this basis also. And fourth one is what? Realized yield approach. Okay, let us start one by one. Dividend price approach. Dividend price approach means what? See, according to this, dividend price ratio approach is nothing but what? Dividend yield method also we can call it, or also we can call it as a dividend capitalization method approach also we can call it. Before going to investing the money in equity shares, the investors think of the rate of return or dividend. It means if any investors before going to investing their amount in equity shares, they are thinking about the rate of return or dividend. If the dividend rate expected by the equity shareholders is presumed to be constant, in this case the investors are arrival at the market price for share by capitalizing the expected dividend at normal rate of return. And dividend price ratio or dividend price ratio approach is to be calculated cost of equity is equal to D divided by P. D means what, dear students? Dividend. P means what? Net proceeds. Nothing but what? Current market price. Okay. Next, second one, earning earning price ratio approach. See, according to this earning price ratio approach, it is the earnings per share which determined the market price of the share. Is nothing but we call in simple manner, the cost of capital should be related to the earning percentage which could keep the market price of the equity share constant. Very simple. According to the earning price ratio, the intention was to be calculating what earning percentage of the market price. Then how we are going to calculating a cost of equity is equal to E divided by P. Means E means what, dear students? Here K means what? Cost of equity. E means what? Earning per share. P means what? Net proceeds of shares. Okay. Yes. The whatever the slide is given only the different types of cost of equity and directly formula, meaning definition I am not given here. That meaning also not important. Directly from these four bases they may be expected what a problem only, but for your knowledge purpose you should be understood the reason to calculating these different types of equity shares. The next is most important, that is a dividend price plus growth rate of earning approach. See, this approach emphasizes what the investors actually receive as dividend plus rate of growth in dividend. The growth rate in dividend is assumed to be equal to the growth rate in earning per share. To calculation of cost of equity under growth plus a dividend, see, cost of equity is equal to D divided by P. After that we are going to putting a plus D like this. This is D, 1 minute. So this is cost of equity is equal to D divided by P whole plus G like this. Next, realized, and here also D means what, that expected dividend per share, and P means what, net proceeds. G means rate of growth dividend is nothing but a growth rate earning per share. Whatever the growth rate earning per share is given the problem, that we should be added to that. So proportionately we will get it to what, dividend price plus growth rate earning approach. Next is last approach, cost of equity, that is realized yield approach. It is to be important. It is discounted at present value factor and compared with the value of investment. See, the reason is to be calculating of a realized approach. The main intention is discounting present value factor and compared with the value of investment. It means whatever we are invested in the past, so that is compared with what a present value of a PV factor. So based on that, we are going to calculating what a realized yield approach. So these are the different types under the cost of equity. And next, last, fourth main important, that is cost of retained earnings. Dear students, the cost of retained earnings is to be calculated on the different basis. Okay, the intention of calculation of cost of retained earnings, undistributed profits are called retained earnings. If there is any undistributed profit, so before going to distribution of undistributed profit, we are going to calculating cost of earnings. Some people argue that retained earnings do not involve the cost because a company is not required to pay dividend on retained earnings. So what is the formula to calculation of retained earnings? KR means the cost of retained earnings is equal to cost of equity, open bracket, I minus T, close the bracket, again I minus T. It means, I did a small mistake. It is I minus T and I minus B. It is, make it correction, I minus T and I minus B. I means, as you know, regarding that interest. KR means what a cost of retained earnings, KE means what a cost of equity, T means tax rate, B means what a brokerage cost. Yes. So today I complete the different all types of the specific source of finance. These all are completed. From tomorrow class we are discussing problems on cost of debt, cost of preference shares, cost of equity and cost of retained earnings. After completion of entire different types of problems on each concept, then we will shift to what weighted average cost of capital. But your duty is, everyone, you should be keep these all formula whatever I had discussed yesterday and today class, you should be keep in your mind and you should be memorize in your mind these all the given formula. Thank you. We will meet in the next class different problems. Thank you.